Hello everyone, I am Vijay and today I'll be walking you through my project, the Personal AI Agent. The idea is to build an intelligent memory system that does not just answer questions but understands the context, remembers previous interaction and protects personal data through privacy guideline. So if we talk about the key features, there are three specialized agent. Uh, that is researcher, librarian, and synthesizer. And apart from that, we have a memory that will be for the recording the past conversation, and we have a here raw data which will be like the documents uploaded by user, and apart from that, we have for PI guardrails to redact sensitive data like email or credit card. So we have a file for the same. And for a RAG retrieval, we have a vector database over here. So here we have used ChromaDB and we'll be using sentence transformer. For observability, we have used OpenTelemetry and Jaeger. And for that, we have put the configuration and we have deployed it on uh, Docker, Jaeger server on Docker, and we'll be connecting it through a um, collector. So now let's look at the structure of the application. So this is the structure of the application, and if we go to agent, so each agent over here, um, if we say like for researcher, and let me see what is so for researcher, this researcher finds the relevant knowledge or performs external lookups. This handles the retrieval. No, so it the researcher finds relevant knowledge or performs external um, lookup, and that is the instruction which we have given to it to quickly gather relevant facts to support user questions, and it will be taking that instruction and then it will be looking outside. And we have a librarian. So for the librarian, it handles the document retrievals via RAG. It has a ingest function which ingests the raw data which we have put here in form of documents, and it converts it into chunks and then does the embedding. So basically it handles the documents for the RAG system. Here we have given the instruction to retrieve the most relevant chunk from vector store and produce a short faithful answer grounded in those chunks. So this is the librarian, and then we have a synthesizer. So here you can see the synthesizer. It actually combines all inputs to produce the final structure answer. So it combines the researcher brief and librarian grounded answer. So these are the three main agents which we are using over here. Um, the librarian for lookups locally um, through vector database, the researcher for external lookup, and synthesizer which will be combining the findings of librarian and researcher. And if we talk about how we have developed it, we have developed using evolution driven development. So if we go here and we check runs eval py, I have defined test cases using pydantic eval, and using this what we can do is like we can train our agent and can get closer to what is our expected behavior. So this is about how we have developed and how we have made the agents robust. Okay, and now I'll show you how this works in action. So for the interest of time, what I have done is I have already run the evaluation. So first thing what I have done is let me open the entry point of the application, that is app.py. Yeah, so these are CLI also. We can use it through command line interface. And I have run the first command, that is to ingest. So as ingest calls the librarian and it takes the raw data and ingests it. I'm doing it so that the vector database is ready, and when I'm running the evaluations on top of it, it is evaluating um, the test cases and how it is performing. So if I have run this using this uh, run evals file, this command, and you can see the baseline behavior for the reimbursement limit, for the travel policy, for the remote work, which is there in here. All the inputs I have passed. So I have run these inputs for the baseline behavior first, and then after that I have run it for the RAG system, and then after this I have run it for the multi-agent system. So I'm evaluating all these test cases to make the agent more closer to my expected behavior, how it should be behaving. Um, and another terminal, I have just opened the observability stack, I would say, and just to trace it. So I have deployed this on Docker. I have deployed the Jaeger on Docker, and I have a local collector configured, and we will be seeing it in web GUI how this is working. And here, what we are going to do is now we are going to put the system in action right now. So the first step should be like we should be ingesting the data. So that we have done as part of running the evaluation, like I said, the first one. And then after now, what we can do is like we can ask a question to our system to see how it is behaving. So I'll be just asking a question that what is the annual equipment reimbursement limit? So for that I have written the ingest, and so my librarian is ready, my researcher is ready, my synthesizer will be taking the response from these two, and it will be uh, generating the response by synthesizing these two. So right now under the hood, what's happening is that first librarian is taking the data from the vector database. It is finding the relevant embedding, and then at the same time, researcher agent is fetching the answer that could be possible, and then synthesizer is getting into action and just putting these together. So here it has gone through the data, and it is telling that the annual equipment reimbursement limit is 1000 per employee, and then it is telling me all the other relevant data which it has fetched. Now if we go here and we check, uh, these are the documents. So these documents will be converted in, would have been converted into chunks and embeddings, and then librarian would have searched and see. So it got me the relevant data. Yes, it fetched from the document, and then synthesizer nicely combined it, and it gave me in the text uh, like the instruction which we have given to these agents. They are following those instructions. So this is pretty much it. Now one more thing over here is like when I'm making it as a personal AI agent, I am also taking care that it should not be storing any kind of sensitive information, um, or any kind of information which I don't want to persist in the system. So for that, what I have done is I have done a put a guardrail kind of piece of code over here where it is scrubbing um, all the sensitive information. So this is the pattern which I have passed, and then it is scrubbing and how it is coming in action. Whenever I'm asking a question, the first thing it is doing is scrubbing it. It is redacting the PI information over here. So now we'll see this in action. This has already implemented, this has already executed, but we have not seen a particular case happening. So this time I'm going to ask a question, not ask a question, I'm going to give information, and will expect it to remember it because it is getting persisted in database. So I am passing that my name is Vijay and my email ID is this one and my credit card details is this one. Um, Now, if I had not put any safety on this one, it would have stored this in a database. But let's see what happens if I just ask it to, you know, um, remember it. I am expecting the system to remember it. Likewise, for every command, I am expecting it to remember so that it can form a context for the subsequent questions. So it tells me I cannot process or retain personal information you provided. It is outside the scope. So this is very nicely synthesizing the information and telling me that it will not be able to store it. But how okay, can I just check whether it is storing or not? Yes, I can. I'll be going into memory and I'll be going into this JSON file where I have stored my previous interactions. So see here, I have told it that what is my email ID and credit card. Even in the query, it has detected it, and yeah. So in response, also we can see that sensitive information is not stored. So this is where we are taking care of information that um, we are maintaining the integrity of the data. So that's how it is happening, that the safety net is there. Okay, while we are doing all this, um, what we want to look at apart from this is observability part. So that Jaeger is in action and it is deployed on local host here. Okay, so what we'll do is like we will be selecting the service personal AI agent which we have configured, and then I'll be finding the traces. So this is the recent which, okay, this is the most recent one. Let's see whether it is maintaining the tracings. So here we can say that it is maintaining all the um, tracings that we have done in the background. So that is where we are putting the observability in action. Okay, and so that's the personal AI agent, a local privacy-preserving multi-agent system built with modern AI frameworks. So it demonstrates how evaluation-driven design, RAG, memory, and observability can come together to make a AI system accountable, auditable also, and useful in real workflow. So thank you and happy to take any questions.